Yeah, saw the Aviva Stadium there. The last man standing inside the stadium is with us. Andrew Trimble, hello.
How we doing, fellas?
Talk to us.
Just so disappointing. Just the anticipation, the excitement in the stadium, around town, even all day today, all week, and then just to fall really flat. So disappointing and so kind of unexpected from an Andy Farrell coach side. I know there was talk of maybe not being ready, a couple of guys shy on match minutes, and obviously first hit out of the year. But I still thought this Ireland side would hit the ground running. I thought they would get to the heights that we've seen in bits and pieces over the last 12 months and over the last number of years as well. So just really, really disappointing.
I don't want to lead the witness here and tell you what we've been talking about here in studio. Certainly, we'd all agree Ireland weren't at the right pitch. You could say that fairly in a straightforward way. Why do you think they weren't? Well, if you had to hazard a guess or a theory.
I don't know. This is a bit of a hindsight thing, and there is a sense. Okay, I know what the narrative, the sloppy kind of lazy narrative will be. Well, we got ahead of ourselves, and maybe we assumed that we would just turn up, and I'm not sure if that's the case. There might be an element of that, but it's not everything, and I don't know exactly what it is. There were definitely moments in the first half. Our defence was quite good for long periods. Our scramble was really good a couple of times. Like, we really hung in the fight, which shows a lot of character and shows a lot of kind of resilience and ability to stick in there. And that's a trait of an Andy Farrell coach side. It's the intensity that we played with the first 10 minutes in the second half just made the last half hour look so bad, because I'm thinking the big hit from Jameson Gibson Park, who was it, Joe McCarthy and Porter celebrating with the crowd when they carried someone over the line for the scrum, 5-meter scrum. There were big moments, and almost like someone had a word with them. And that must be so gutting for Farrell to feel like, okay, we need to have a word with these lads. They haven't turned up physically and hit that emotional pitch in the first half. And then for them to do that and then assume that that would be enough of a job, 10 minutes in the second half would be enough, and then we could cruise home and steer things home against the All Blacks. Okay. It just felt like that's really disappointing, and Farrell will be gutted about that, I'm sure.
Interesting. So you kind of read into the celebrations and the fist pumps at that moment and thought there was a degree of, okay, we're up and running here, we know how this finishes, without actually going and finishing it.
Yeah, but we've seen the fist pumps and those rousing moments. Usually that is the catalyst, and then Ireland, the spark goes from there, and then they continue that momentum. They didn't back that up. They peaked there, and then they petered out after that, and it just felt like then New Zealand wrestled back momentum, and that scrum penalty was a huge moment with Finlay Bealon coming back on. As someone completely unqualified to contribute to any scrum analysis, it did feel like that was a confusing call. But that was the momentum shifted massively at that moment, and then New Zealand had their foots on our throats, and we were looking for a moment of magic. We actually got it with James Lowe with 50-22. But again, we didn't deliver, and that was probably a more long-winded version of not being clinical. All night we weren't clinical. We coughed up the ball 5 or 6 times. Jack Crowley, Bundy, Kieran Frawley had a poor game when he came off the bench. Sloppy penalties as well. James Ryan 2 for not rolling away. Really sloppy ones. Ian Henderson as well. And Andy Farrell talked about how they chased it. They felt like they wanted to solve problems. So there was a desperation as well. So it's really unlike an Ireland side that we've come used to. And yeah, it's just really disappointing.
Okay. Thanks so much. We'll let you go.